This is a short video to go along with the simple pointers example on this page. And it's important to start when you're beginning to understand pointers. It's important to start in a very simple way and just changing the value of the variable, changing the value of the pointer, and watch what happens. And so in this first example, we have lines 2 and 3 where I define x and define y, and I also initialize them. So x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and y equals 5, 6, 7, 8. Very simple. Now, the next 3 lines, 5, 6, and 7, those define the pointers. And so what I do when I'm defining a pointer is I attempt to say p underscore, which to me means pointer to x, pointer to y, and then clearly we have a pointer to z. Now the star there, that's what's called the dereferencing operator, and that indicates that this variable, this element, I'd rather call it that, is a pointer, and it's a pointer of type int16. Which means I can point to x. If it was a pointer of data type int8, it can't point to x because it's not the same data type. Okay, so we have 2 variables defined, 3 pointers defined. Let's then change the values of x. We increment x and we decrement y. And then in the next 3 lines, we simply assign the address of x to the pointer to x, and the address of y to the pointer to y. Now, how do we do that? We use the ampersand, which is just pronounced as the address of. And this is where it really helps to type this out, try it differently, try to do things like ampersand x equals star p underscore x, which wouldn't work because you're attempting to assign an address to an indirect and use the indirection operator at the same time, which is what the star is. So it helps to get errors, helps to find out what works and doesn't work. Notice that I also defined the pointer to z as null because we don't have a z variable, and so you need to do something like that in order to be able to use z. So then I have 3 simple print statements where I print the address and then its value. And this is what's nice about learning this on a simple microprocessor, is that you can easily and readily understand the addresses. I mean, you can see that 8EB is the address and the value is 1235 because we incremented x. And the address of y is the next address. It's the address above it, which is 8ED. And remember that because this is a 16-byte variable, it uses our 16-bit variable, it uses 2 bytes. So it goes 8EB, 8EC contains x, and then 8ED and 8EE contains y. And then the address of z is 0 because it's defined as a null pointer. And that's how AVRC defines the address of a null pointer with the address of 0. So I encourage you just to simply go through these examples, try changing the values and making sure, yep, everything changes, and then maybe try changing some of the way that they're referenced or even the names and ensure that you understand it.